The invitation came in quiet, classy, like a velvet envelope slid across a marble bar. The kind of invite you didn't turn down. A seat at the table of the greats, the Lifetime Achievement Awards, a spotlight-soaked evening honoring the legends of lighting design. Not the flash in the pan types, but the ones who lit the way for decades. The ones whose fingerprints are all over the skyline, even if the world doesn't know their names. It was humbling, standing among them. Giants, every one. Not just for what they'd built, but for who they'd built it with. Because in that ballroom, among the glitz and glam, a pattern emerged. Speech after speech, award after award, gratitude. Not for luck, not for talent, but for mentors. They didn't just blaze trails. Someone showed them how to hold the torch. They spoke of guides, of people who believed in them when they were green, raw, and unknown. The ones who answered their calls late at night, who challenged them. They didn't let them quit, and they stood there now, not as solo acts, but as symphonies, composed through relationships, refined by wisdom, conducted by trust. They got me thinking, who's playing that role in our part of town? In the gritty, flickering world of commercial lighting controls, who's mentoring us? Who's out there, pulling the next generation out of the shadows, showing them how the circuitry sings? Because let's be real, mentors aren't just old pros with a business card and a firm handshake. No, real mentors are rarer than a perfect dimming curve, experienced and trustworthy. Those two don't always dance together. Some people mean well, but haven't logged the miles. Others have the hours, but their compass doesn't always point north. And then there are those who simply don't show up. They hoard their knowledge like it's cash in a mattress. And the rest of us, we're in the dark. So what makes someone trustworthy in a world where every switch has 10 settings, and 3 of them are broken? Let's break it down, brick by brick. Consistency. They don't flake. When they say they'll be there, they're already 5 minutes early. Honesty. No sugarcoating. Just the truth, straight and clean. Reliability. They don't ghost you when the system crashes. Integrity. They don't cut corners, not even when no one's watching. Accountability. They screw up. We all do. But they own it, fix it, and move forward. Transparency. No smoke, no mirrors, just facts. Loyalty. They've got your back, even when you've screwed up. Empathy. They don't just hear you, they listen. In the world of lighting controls, the characters break down 3 ways. The layman, end users, owners, facilities managers. They push a button, and when nothing happens, they mutter that controls are junk. The informed, architects, designers, engineers. They know what they want and why it matters, but not always how to get there. Just enough to be dangerous, they say with a nervous laugh, and dangerous they can be, because half knowledge is a loaded gun. The experts. Those rare birds who know the guts and soul of these systems. In North America, these are usually salespeople. And that, my friend, is where the shadows get long. Because salespeople, they walk in with a reputation. Slick, slippery, spinning stories, smoother than a dimmed halogen. It's not always fair, but it's not always wrong either. Their paychecks are chained to brand loyalty. So the question lingers. Can they really be trusted to serve the people, not just the product? Some can. I've met them. Pros who know their stuff and carry themselves with dignity. But too many of them aren't stepping into the ring. They know the ropes, but they're not teaching the next fighter how to punch. And that leaves a void, a space that gets filled by opportunists, the kind who will teach you just enough to buy something you don't need, then vanish when it all goes haywire. That's the real crime here. Not a lack of expertise, but a silence from the experts who should be mentoring, but aren't. So here's the call. If you're one of the few who knows this game inside and out, if you've earned your scars and wear them with pride, then don't just sit on the sidelines. Be the mentor you wish you had. Be the steady hand in someone else's fog. Because lighting controls won't earn respect until mentorship becomes more than a memory, until it becomes culture. The next generation's out there watching, wondering. Question is, who's going to light their way? Taking my own advice, I'm throwing my hat in the ring. I'll take a stab at this mentorship. There's a little gathering coming up. Goes by the name of Lightfair. Maybe it rings a bell. Maybe it doesn't. Either way, it's a crossroads of our trade. A place where knowledge trades hands like chips at a backroom card table. You'll find everyone, from green rookies to weathered veterans there, weaving between light displays and polished pitches. Like any good split-stage drama, the show's got two acts: the sessions and the exhibits. The sessions? Your high-level stuff. Broad strokes, industry theory, how lighting controls should work if the stars align and everyone's wires are labeled right. Think of them as university lectures in a world that often feels like the Wild West. Then, there are the exhibits. That's where the rubber hits the road. Booth after booth of brand loyalists, demoing their latest, greatest gizmos and gadgets. It's where you get your hands dirty, where you ask tough questions, where the answers usually start with, well, it depends. Together, these two sides paint a fuller picture, a melting pot where the layman, the informed, and the experts can swap stories, trade scars, maybe even learn something new. So here's the deal. If you're new to this side of town, if you're wandering the show floor wide-eyed, squinting past the glare of LED walls and buzzwords, come find me. I'll be there, sometimes holding court in front of a crowd, sometimes whispering truths in the quiet corners, always somewhere between the glitz and the grit. Eyes sharp for the ones hunting something deeper than just freebies and flash. If you're lost in the sea of bright lights and suave business people, look for someone who isn't trying to sell you something, but maybe, just maybe, trying to show you something. That's the news from the city, where a simple flick of a switch tells a story. This is Webster Marsh of the Lighting Controls Podcast bidding you good night.